And the interpreter function is working.
Let me get my interpreter thing going here.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. This is Judge Wayne Christian. This is Bexar County Court at Law number 6 in the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. And today we have a plea docket. And on my plea docket, I've got State of Texas versus Rosalinda Garza, cause 662-923. State of Texas versus David Botello.
Let's go.
Cause 662-297. State of Texas versus Dandria Cox, 627-894. State of Texas versus Nikki Purcell, 646-475, 646-476, 652-909. State of Texas versus Janet Bonilla, cause 658-493 and 658-494. State of Texas versus Manuel Vasquez, cause 658-755. State of Texas versus Fidencio Gonzalez, cause 663-284. State of Texas versus Jennifer Aguilar, cause 635-757. State of Texas versus Sabas Garza, cause 665-316. State of Texas versus Joe Garcia, cause 665-639 and 665-638. And State of Texas versus James Cox, cause 661-845. And most of you folks are, got more in the back. And VTC please on Angel Waymer, cause 614-959 and 614-960. At this time, we have one Spanish plea with regard to Ms. Rosalinda Garza and Attorney Jesse Rivera. Jesse, you ready to proceed?
Ready to rock and roll, Judge.
All right, and our interpreter, we got Camo today. We didn't have yesterday, as Ms. Valle is well aware. We're good? All right. Thank you. This is cause 662-923, State of Texas versus Rosalinda H. Garza. Ms. Garza and Mr. Rivera, I need to confirm your signatures on two documents. The first document is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. In fact, Ms. Garza, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Sí.
Thank you. And Mr. Rivera, as attorney for Ms. Garza, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Garza, my next document is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. It purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Ms. Garza, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Sí.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, Mr. Rivera, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, ma'am?
Sí.
Thank you. As attorney for Ms. Garza, Mr. Rivera, have you had enough time to go over this case with her? And in your opinion, is she mentally competent?
Yes to both questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Garza, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Sí.
Thank you. And Mr. Rivera, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Garza, in cause 662-923 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, ma'am?
¿Culpable?
It's no me opongo.
No me opongo.
Court accepts the plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. State, is there an agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. $500 fine, court costs, 14 months deferred adjudication, 48 hours of community service. We ask the court to provide half of these hours. DWI intervention, VIP Live, CatSnip, Smart Start mobile device for half the term. And also, Judge, pay restitution, if any, to Perla Castillo, Matias Lopez, and Armando Luna. The amount is to be determined Also, Judge, we ask you to order a $60 reimbursement to DPS, and that's for the lab.
And Mr. Rivera, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding.
Let me do a little writing here. I'll be right back with you.
While you're writing, Judge, this is the lady that has her lung capacity is very weak. So she's already talked to the Smart Start Mobile people, and they're going to give her the appropriate one in order to calibrate it for her.
Okay. Anybody injured in this accident, Jess?
No, Your Honor, they were parked neighborhood. Her insurance took care of everything.
Okay, good. Okay, let's make sure I get this straight. Ms. Garza, NCOS 662-923, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 14 months, deferred adjudication probation. It says a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, probating 24 hours of that, DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program, Smart Start Mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 7 months, which is half the term, restitution, if any, to Perla Castillo, Matias Lopez, and Armando Luna. If there becomes an issue on what amount, if any, is due, we can certainly have a restitution hearing at everybody's convenience and figure that out. And pay reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety for the $60 lab fee. Anything further from the state of the defense on Ms. Garza?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, Ms. Garza, and thank you, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You bet. Pat, do we have any more Spanish stuff we need to do?
Oh, thank you so much, Fabia.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you so much. Okay, a first burst of folks for our plea docket. Let's go with State of Texas versus David Batillo, cause 662-297, represented by Joe Guillamin. State of Texas versus Dandria Cox, cause 627-894, represented by Ray Vale. And Ms. Purcell is not present. Is that correct, Pat?
They're present, they're filling out the paperwork.
Okay, we'll get her later. It's no problem.
Sure.
Cause number 658-493 and 658-494 to be TIC, State of Texas versus Janet Bonilla, represented by Lena Carriedo. Cause number 658-755, State of Texas versus Manuel Vasquez, represented by Lena Carriedo. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. We're gonna do 4 this time and 4 next time.
Hello, Judge.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I stepped out for a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm here, Lina Carriado here, Judge. And my clients are here as well.
No problem. We're good. I've got you next door, Mr. Vasquez and Ms. Bonilla. Not that it makes a difference on Zoom, probably. Okay, it's cause number 662-297, State of Texas versus David Botello. Cause number 627-894, State of Texas versus Dandria Cox. Cause number 658-493 and 658-494 to be TIC, State of Texas versus Janet L. Bonilla. And cause 658-755, State of Texas versus Manuel Vasquez. And Mr. Botello and Mr. Guillamin, I am looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have your signatures on it. In fact, Mr. Botello, is this your signature on this document, sir?
David, you have to unmute yourself. You're on mute. You have to turn the mute button off.
I understand.
There you go. Okay, we're good, Your Honor.
Mr. Botello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the defendant's consent to plea by video conference document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Guillamin, as attorney for Mr. Botello, is this your signature on this document also?
It is, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, when we're not actually talking to you, you guys can turn your mic off and we won't get any background noise. Thanks for your help. Okay, clause 627-894, Ms. Cox and Mr. Vale. Ms. Cox, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Vale, the attorney for Ms. Cox, is also your signature on this document.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And clause 658-493, Ms. Bonilla and Ms. Carriedo. Is this, Ms. Bonilla, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Carriedo, as attorney for Ms. Bonilla, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And clause 658-755, Mr. Vasquez, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Carriedo, as attorney for Mr. Vasquez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonition that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Botello, in clause 662-297, is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Cox, in clause 627-894, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Bonilla, in clause 658-493, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Vasquez, in clause 658-755, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Botello?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Cox? Can you hear me, Ms. Cox?
Yes, sir. I said yes, sir.
Is that correct? Thank you. And is that correct, Ms. Bonilla?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And is that correct, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Guillermin, as attorney for Mr. Botello, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes to both questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Vale, as attorney for Ms. Cox.
Yes, sir.
Same question for Ms. Carriedo, as attorney for Ms. Bonilla.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Ms. Carriedo, as attorney for Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Botello, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Cox.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Bonilla.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Guillermin, in Mr. Botello's case, has the state fully complied with discovery for you?
They have, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Vale, the attorney for Ms. Cox.
I have, Judge.
Same question for Ms. Carriedo, the attorney for Ms. Bonilla.
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Carriedo, the attorney for Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Okay, let's see what we're doing now. Okay, Mr. Botello, on clause 662-297 to the charge of criminal trespass on private property. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
No contest, David.
Oh, no contest.
Court accepts your plea of no contest. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. $100 fine, court costs, 90 days deferred adjudication, regular UAs, no contact with City Gate Apartments, and also no contact with Raul Angel Fuentes.
No community service, correct?
Correct.
All right. And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Let me do some writing here. I'll be right back. Okay, Mr. Botello, on clause 662-297, the court accepts your plea of no contest to To the offense of criminal trespass on private property, although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 90 days, deferred adjudication probation, assess a $100 fine plus court costs, regular urinalysis test, order you to have no contact with either Citygate Apartments or Raul Fuentes. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Botello?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the defendant, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Botello.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
You bet. Thank you, Mr. Guillermin.
Okay, David, you can go ahead and log off. I'll give you a call in a second, okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Cox, on the charge of burglary of a vehicle, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Cox?
There is, Your Honor. This is a joint plea with the 379th District Court. And so the agreement is 1 year deferred adjudication, a $0 fine, a no contact order with Laura Keenum,
Spell last name, please.
Keenum.
Kilo, Echo, November, uniform, November. Does that sound right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
And her residence or her property. Restitution, if any, to Laura Keenum. The life skills class. The DOEP class. A parenting class. And this case is to run concurrent with 2020 CR 1138-3.
2020 CR 11383. Does that sound right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Judge.
What is the felony this is running concurrent with?
An aggravated robbery, Your Honor.
That's colorful.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Cox, are we going to have any more problems or are we good?
We're good, Your Honor.
All right, good answer, ma'am. Okay, Ms. Cox, in cause 627-894, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of burglary of a vehicle. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year, deferred adjudication probation. He says a $0 fine plus court costs. Or you have no contact with Laura Keenan, spelled K as in kilo, E as in echo, E as in echo. N as in November, U as in uniform, N as in November, her residence or her property. And also pay restitution, if any, to the same Laura Keenan. Do a life skills class. And I'm not sure where one gets that. We'll have to ask probation where that comes from. The DOEP course, a parenting class. In this case, will run concurrent with 2020 CR 11383. Is that close, State?
Your Honor, just one thing on the last name of the complaining witness. The last letter is an M, as in Megan. Sure.
K-E-E-N-U-M. Keenum?
That's correct. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thanks for correcting me.
Thank you.
And Mr. Vale, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Judge.
Okay. We're good. Thank you, Ms. Cox. Good luck to you. And thank you, Mr. Vale. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day, sir.
And we don't have Susan this afternoon, Pat, to tell them about how probation's working. Do we have Pat still?
Yes, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but she left. So
Would you agree from on the probation side, you've got a little background in that 20-something year?
just 20, that's all. Okay, so anybody who is granted deferred adjudication or probation, the probation office will be contacting you within 48 hours. If you do not hear from them within 48 hours, and I would say probably by Tuesday morning, then you have a responsibility to call them. So attorneys and defendants, you need to get pen and paper so I can give you the phone number that you need to call. Now I can put it in the chat room, chat for everybody to see. Y'all just need to check. The number is 210-335-74 6646. That is to intake, and let them know that you were granted probation today. And I'll put it in the chat for everybody, so that way, if y'all need a little time, y'all can refer to it. 3, 5, 7.
Okay, Pat, I just signed Ms. Purcell's docs, so that will be coming up sometime.
Okay, I will. Take care of that.
Yeah, cause 658-493 to the charge of assault bodily injury. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Thank you. And state, is there an agreement for Miss Bonilla in cause 658-493?
There is, Your Honor. It's 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated over 1 year. $500 fine, court cost, 40 hours of community service, the APSE course, and a no contact order with Ethan Anthony Ceballos.
Defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Judge, just one thing. It's my understanding that the other case, the failure to ID, will also be TIC.
That's my understanding. State, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor. Just for the record, the state is taking into consideration cause number 658-494.
All right, give me a minute to write all this down. Huh. Okay, Ms. Bonilla, in cause 658-493, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of assault bodily injury. I find you guilty. It says 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine plus court cost, 40 hours community service, the APSE stress management course, or do you have no contact with Ethan Anthony Ceballos, and take into consideration cause 658-494, which shall be granted, it shall be dismissed. Anything further from the state of the defense on Ms. Bonilla?
Nothing further for defense, Your Honor.
Good luck, Ms. Bonilla. Thank you, Mr. Prieto.
Thank you, Judge. I'm here for one more for
I got
Manuel.
This
Yes.
is cause 658-755, State of Texas versus Manuel Vasquez. And let's see what we're doing with Mr. V. Mr. Vasquez, in cause 658-755 to the charge of driving while intoxicated. First defense, how do you plead, sir?
No contest, sir.
You're in agreement for Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, Your Honor. $850 fine, court costs, 6 months Bexar County Jail, probated for 14 months, 60 hours of community service, DWI education, VIP Live, CatSnip, and Smart Start mobile device for 7 months.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay. Mr. Vasquez, in cause 658-755, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. First defense, I find you guilty. I said 6 months at the Bexar County Jail, probated for 14 months, 60, oops, I missed the money, stand by. $850 fine plus court costs, 60 hours community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, and Smart Start Mobile at 4 blows a day for 7 months. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Vasquez?
No, Your
Defense
Honor.
further. Thank you, Judge.
You bet. Good luck, Mr. Vasquez. Thank you, Ms. Carriedo.
Thank you.
And let me get my next batch hooked up here. Okay, our next batch is going to be cause 663-284, State of Texas versus Fidencio F. Gonzalez, represented by Miss Elizabeth Russell. Then we have 635-757, State of Texas versus Jennifer R. Aguilar, represented by Mr. S.K. Engelke. Then we have cause 665-316, State of Texas versus Sabas J. Garza II, represented by Mr. David Dilley. And we have cause 665-639, State of Texas versus Joam Garcia, represented by Mr. Brian O'Donnell, with the understanding that cause 665-638 will ultimately be TIC'd on this plea. Everybody ready, Ms. Russell? Ms. Russell, y'all ready to proceed?
We are, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Engelke, are you ready to proceed, sir?
You're muted.
Keith, you're still, there you go.
We're ready.
All right, thanks. Mr. Dilley, are you ready to proceed?
Ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. O'Donnell, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now looking at document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have both your signature and your attorney's signature on it. In clause 663284, Mr. Gonzalez, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Ms. Russell, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Aguilar, or Ms. Aguilar, on clause 635757, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Engelke, as attorney for Ms. Aguilar, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. In clause 665316, Mr. Garza, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Dilley, as attorney for Mr. Garza, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. In clause 665639, Mr. Garcia, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. O'Donnell, as attorney for Mr. Garcia, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Gonzalez, is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Ms. Aguilar, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Garza, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Garcia, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys, so that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Ms. Aguilar?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Garza?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Russell, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Engelke regarding Ms. Aguilar.
Yes, yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Dilley regarding Mr. Garza.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. O'Donnell regarding Mr. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Aguilar.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Garza.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Russell, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Engelke with regard to Ms. Aguilar's case.
They have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Dilley with regard to Mr. Garza's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. O'Donnell with regard to Mr. Garcia's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, in clause 663284 to the charge of interfering with the public, I'm sorry, is this interfering with the duties of a public servant? Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Gonzalez?
There is, Your Honor, a $350 fine, court cost, 12 months deferred adjudication, 40 hours of community service, an APSE course, and the MRT course.
And Ms. Russell, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Judge, it is.
State what does MRT stand for?
It's moral recognition therapy, Your Honor.
What does that do for us? I might need some of that. It sounds really interesting. What is it?
It's a therapy class that just helps a defendant reflect on their actions.
Is it primarily for people that like to beat up police officers, or is it kind of more general than that?
Oh, whoa, Judge. It's more general than that.
I had never heard of it before. I'm learning new things as we go. Hey, Mr. Gonzalez, after you finish your moral recognition therapy, would you let Ms. Russell and me know how that went? Because we're kind of interested in that.
I sure will, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge, we'll let you know.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, in clause 663-284, the court accepts your plea of no contest to interfering with the duties of a public servant, although I have enough evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt, place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation. It says a $350 fine plus court cost, 40 hours community service, the APSE stress management course, and moral recognition therapy. Am I saying that right, State?
That's correct, Judge.
Good for me. All right. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Gonzalez?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense, Judge.
Call the chief of police at SAPD and let him know that Mr. Gonzalez is going to go get this therapy and that there will be no more police officer problems in the future with Mr. Gonzalez.
None whatsoever, Your
That
Honor.
was a joke, sir. We're all good. Thanks for your help. Get out of here. Thank you, Ms. Russell. Okay, Ms. Aguilar on clause 635-757.
Yes, sir.
The charge of theft, $100 to $750. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
You're in agreement for Ms. Aguilar.
Yes, Judge. $150 fine, court costs, 8 months deferred adjudication, ATSE, 48 hours of community service, regular UAs, no contact with Emily Valdez and with Walmart stores.
Okay, let me do some writing here. And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Aguilar, on clause 635-757, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of theft, $100 to $750. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 8 months deferred adjudication probation, assess a $150 fine plus court cost, ATSE anti-theft course, 48 hours of community service, regular urinalysis tests, or do you have no contact with Emily Valdez and Walmart stores in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas during the term of your probation? Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Aguilar?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, Ms. Aguilar. Thank you, Mr. Engelkey. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you.
And state, while I'm thinking about it, you're driving me crazy. Do this for me. Change your format when you're telling me what the plea bargain is and start with whether they're found guilty or whether they get deferred and then go to the fine, okay? I'm writing it down in my little format I've been using for 20 years. I'm getting thrown off whack by it. All right.
Don't do that.
Mr. Dilly and Mr. Garza, clause 665-316. Let's see what we're doing with Mr. Garza. State, do you have a motion on this one?
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to waive and abandon the 0.15 enhancement paragraph and proceed on the Class B DWI.
No objection from the defense. I'll wait for an objection. Are you going to object, Mr. Dilly?
Objections, Your Honor.
Granted. Okay, Mr. Garza, cause 665-316 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, and is there an agreement for Mr. Garza, please?
There is, Your Honor. It's 18 months deferred adjudication, $500 fine, and we ask that the court probate $225 of that fine. Court cost, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, the victim impact panel, CAT-SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and this case is to run concurrent with the defendant's felony case, and that is cause number 2019 CR 7077W. And that is a possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, PG1, 1 gram to 4 grams in the 399th District Court.
Okay, and is that all correct, Mr. Dilly?
Yes, Your Honor, except for the 48 hours community service, Your Honor. My client has 2 jobs, is going to school, and has a baby that's going to come any moment now. And so we respectfully request probating all or part of the community service hours.
So are you representing to the court that having a baby should be community service?
It's a lot of work. I think if he's not drinking energy drinks right now, he's going to start. But he's really pretty swamped with 2 jobs and still going to school. And so I just am trying to make sure that I try to not overburden him and improve his chances of success.
Now I've heard it all. Okay, I got it. Mr. Garza, cause 665-316, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Place you on 18 months deferred adjudication probation. It's at the $500 fine, probating $225 of that plus court costs. I'm assessing 48 hours of community service, probating 24 hours, and calling having a baby community service. I'll probably be in the papers tomorrow. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program, Smart Start Mobile home interlock for 9 months at 4 blows a day. This case to run concurrent with 2019 CR 7077W as in whiskey. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Garza?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. Thank you, Mr. Dilly. Go forth. Okay, this is cause 665-639, and with the understanding, if everything goes well, we're going to take into consideration cause 665-638, State of Texas versus Joe M. Garcia, represented by Mr. O'Donnell. Let's see what's going on with regard to the plea bargain. We did that one, we did that one, we did that one. Okay, state has no motion. Mr. O'Donnell, you must be slowing down. You normally drive the state crazy wanting them to do this and do that.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, in cause 665-639 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, I guess first offense. Is that what we're dealing with? Does that sound right?
Yes, Judge.
All right. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. And just for the record, Judge, Mr. Garcia has an obstruction of a passageway from 2017.
Okay.
So the agreement, Judge, is $1,000 fine, court cost, 16 months deferred adjudication, DWI intervention, CAT-SNP, Smart Start mobile device for half the term, 64 hours of community service, regular UAs, forfeiture of the weapon, and that's the weapon, Judge, in case number 665-638, and also a gun safety course. Also, as part of the agreement, we will TIC case number 665-638. That is a UCW case.
Mr. O'Donnell, I tried to give you this gun, but as a public defender, that probably wouldn't look good, would it? Let's give it to the DA investigators and let them go use whatever it is. What is this thing, Mr. Garcia? What kind of gun is it? I know it's a handgun, but you know what make it is?
Yes, sir. It's a Canik TP9 subcompact 9mm.
All right. Well, we'll let the DA's investigators use it as opposed to destroying it. And State, what did you say about he had a prior of obstruction? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Judge.
Any successful probation on the obstruction?
And that's a obstruction of a passageway, not freeway. I think, Judge, that the defendant was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017.
Okay, he's not still on probation on that case, I guess is where I'm going with it.
Correct.
All right, great, thanks. How did you guys arrive at 64 hours of community service?
64, yes.
Normally it's 24, 48, 80. Doesn't matter to me. That's okay. Y'all agree? It's all good. Okay. And defense, that's your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, on clause 665-639. Court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 16 months, deferred adjudication probation. That says a $1,000 fine plus court cost, DWI intervention course, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for 8 months, which is half the term, 64 hours of community service, regular urinalysis test. State's motion to destroy or forfeit the weapon is denied. Weapon is awarded to the Bexar County District Attorney's Office Investigator Section, which are certified Texas peace officers for official use only. And the defendant is required to go through a firearm safety course, and clause 665-638 is taken into consideration and shall be dismissed. Anything further from the state or the defense of Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Garcia. Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. You're out of here. Okay, 2-minute break while I go find my VTC plea docs. I'll be back.
Your Honor,
Yep.
if you would sign the last one of Nikki Purcell, because she has 2 cases, you signed one, but I need the other one. That would be 646-476.
On it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought that 652-909 was being taken into consideration. What was there?
That's what I had my understanding as well. The
Okay.
paperwork I have is 646-475, 646-476.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
have any paperwork for you.
Outstanding. Thank you.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Okay.
Mr. Hicks, I'm leaving you in charge. We couldn't find an adult leader.
Boy, are you desperate.
All right. Let me just get this to him.
don't have anybody.
Hey, Mr. Hicks, can you still hear me?
Did I hear my name?
Okay, I was wondering if you could still hear me. I'm not in very good reception. I'm trying to pick up my daughter from school and I'm gonna be here for a while, but nobody has photos or anything showing up, so I wasn't too sure if y'all could still hear me.
I can.
Perfect.
When we get into the restitution part of the hearing, don't say anything about the availability or not of the $45 version. The $45 version is what you've got, right?
No. It was $150. You could make payments through a firm for $45 a month.
Okay. So it really cost $150 or $149, I think is what it shows. Okay, thank you.
It was, yeah, $149, $159. It was something like that.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Back on the record, I'm looking at cause 646-476 and 646-475, State of Texas versus Nikki A. Purcell. Mr. Hicks, you're representing Ms. Purcell in both cases, is that correct?
I'm representing Ms. Purcell in neither case, Your Honor. Tony Hernandez is representing in those two cases.
And the other
I was representing her in 652-909, which is going to be taken into consideration.
I have to correct you. It's Tony Jimenez.
Oh, Judge Jimenez is with us. All right, all good. Okay, so who represents Ms. Purcell on what case? Tony, what case have you got?
Judge, I have the 64-64-75, and which is the UCW, and 64-64-76, which was the driving while intoxicated.
Okay, you're doing both. All right. You and Mr. Dittman and Mr. Hicks are doing all this tag team stuff constantly.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna blame it all on Mr. Dittman. I'm just here when I have to.
Okay, and then Ashley, I see you lurking. Are you talking, are we discussing your writ, or are you involved with Mr. Waymer's case? Or Miss Waymer, I'm not sure which it is.
I am not. I am talking to Mr. Guillermo Flores regarding the writ.
Okay, and I'm on Ms. Waymer's case, Your Honor.
Okay, all good. So I'm sorry, Ashley, I missed that. What do you need today?
I had a writ of habeas corpus set on Mr. Mason, and I'm kind of chatting with Guillermo Flores in a private chat to see what he wants to do with it.
Then you're doing that, and we're finished up. We've only got 4 cases left here. All right.
Thank you.
You bet. It's cause number 646-475, State of Texas versus Nikki A. Purcell, and 646-476, State of Texas versus Nikki A. Purcell, both represented by Judge Tony Jimenez. We've got 2 Bexar County Veteran Treatment Court Track 2 cases, cause number 614959, State of Texas versus, is it Angel or Angel, or how do I pronounce that, Tony?
It's Angel Waymer.
Angel Waymer, fair enough.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I've also got a second case on 614960, Angel Diane Waymer, which is another VCC Track 2. So I'm assuming both these cases are VCC Track 2, deferred or conviction cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, deferred.
All right, fair enough. Okay, Ms. Purcell and Ms. Waymer. In each of your 2 cases, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Ms. Purcell, in both cause 646-475 and 646-476, I have 1 document for each case. Is this your signature on each document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge Jimenez. As attorney for Ms. Purcell, in both these cases, 646-475 and 646-476, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Polarize, as attorney for Ms. Waymer in cause number 614959 and 614960, is this your signature on both of these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Waymer, in cause 614959 and 614960, is this also your signature on both of these documents?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The next document I have is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. And obviously, Ms. Purcell, I have 1 document for each of your cases, 646-475 and 646-476. Is this your signature on both those documents, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Waymer, I have 2 cases for you, 614959 and 614960. Is this your signature on each document, 1 for each case?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys, so that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Ms. Purcell, in both cases?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And is that correct, Ms. Waymer, in both cases?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. As attorney for Ms. Purcell, in both cases, have you had enough time to go over these cases with her? And in your opinion, is she mentally competent? Judge Jimenez?
She is, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Polarized as attorney for Ms. Weimer in both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Purcell, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Weimer, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
And Judge Jimenez, in both cases, 646-475 and 646-476, has the state fully complied with discovery for you?
They have.
Same question for Mr. Polarized with regard to both cases, 614-959 and 614-960 for Ms. Weimer.
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Purcell, on cause 646-475 to the charge of unlawfully carrying a handgun, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Purcell in 646-475?
Yes, Your Honor. 6 months Bexar County Jail, probated for 14 months, $800 fine, court costs, 48 hours of community service, gun safety course, anger management course, forfeiture of the weapon, no contact with Kimberly Benetham, and also pay restitution to that same person, Judge. Also, we ask for regular UAs, and the state will TIC case number 652909. That is a criminal mischief case.
And I need to speak to that very quickly.
Hang on just a second, let me find where that one went. So there are 3 cases we're dealing with, is that what you're telling me?
We
The
have
third one is
cases.
Mr. Dittman's case.
Okay, bear with me. I've got 646-475 and 646-476. What is the third case cause number? Oh, there it is, 652-909, criminal mischief. All right. And then are we TICing the 652-909 on the plea in 646-475? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, Your Honor, in both please.
And Judge Jimenez, is that accurate?
It is. I just wanted to speak to a few things on the agreement
Sure.
when the court's ready.
Where's ready?
Judge, on the, my client wanted to address the court on the forfeiture of the weapon. Specifically, she's not in total agreement, though we did want to resolve these cases. She is accepting responsibility. I don't want to misinform the court, but that weapon was in the back of her vehicle. It was locked up. There was no magazine in it. It was completely secured. Certainly that we understand that the case should have been charged under UCW because of the DWI case. But at the same time, she has questions why the weapon would be forfeited. She's requesting that the weapon not be forfeited and returned to her, or in the alternative, if the state is going to keep the weapon, that the $500 be probated. That's on the UCW. I did want to address the court on a condition on the DWI also.
Go ahead.
On the ignition interlock, I'm sorry, excuse me, let me step back. We know that the court's policy is the smart SSM 1/2 of the term. My client is requesting interlock instead of that unit because she services inpatient, she provides inpatient services, and she believes that taking a unit in with her during the therapy sessions would cause her to lose employment.
Okay, well, let's talk about the interlock real quick. The Smart Start mobile device is a portable device about the size of a cell phone. You blow into it 4 times a day. That's every 6 hours. You have a 2-hour window to blow in it. So that gives you 2 hours to leave it in your car and walk outside and blow in it and walk back in, and no one knows you have it, if that's what you want to do. But it's far more.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
My concern with that is because it is something new that's going to be added to my schedule, is I don't want to leave it in my vehicle and then come back and forget to blow in it. And I feel like I'm going to get in more trouble if I miss my blows than I would if I know that I cannot start my vehicle unless I blow. Like, I know that that vehicle is not going to start until I blow, and that way I stay. And also I know that, you know, while driving, it's going to require me to blow as well too. So there should be no reason why I miss any blows. I'm really scared of missing those blows if I just leave this little self-portable device in my vehicle. I just don't want to get in any more trouble. I think I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Ma'am, it's kind of,
Trouble ridiculous.
hang on just a second. I got 1,000 people on probation. Probably 750 of them are on DWI probation. Every one of them's got a Smart Start mobile device. That way I can monitor their drinking 24 hours a day, not just when they go out and drive their car, or if they have 2 cars, they always drive the car without the ignition interlock when they're drinking. So the reason I know that is we've had multiple DWI arrests over the years.
Yeah, I don't have 2 vehicles. I have my one vehicle. That is it. I don't own a motorcycle. I don't have, I don't have anything other than this one vehicle that I drive. It's in my name, my insurance, my everything. Like I said, I just don't need to get in any more trouble. I know if I forget to blow in this stupid device, I am going to be in more trouble. They are going to come after me. I already know that's what's going to happen. And I don't want to sign off on something that I know could really potentially get me in any more trouble.
You want to go in a breakout room, Judge Jimenez, because this is a non-negotiable issue.
Judge, you know what? I explained that to my client, Your Honor, and she wanted to address the court. And I said, okay, you can address the court, but that's as far as I'm going to do. I'm going to advocate for you. You can address the court, but that's the court's policy. And if you're going to impose it, so be it.
Judge, for the record as well, the state objects to the request regarding the forfeiture of the weapon. So I just wanted to state that, Judge. Thank you.
All right, we're still talking about Smart Start Mobile, and we'll go to the weapon in a second. All right, Ms. Purcell, it's real simple. You don't have to enter a plea today. This has been going on for months. You got the best lawyer in town. I can't do any more for you than that. This is my policy. I've been a judge for 18 years almost, and this saves lives. And I understand that you don't agree with my policy, and that's okay. But you got 6 hours between blows to remember to blow. So you telling me you're not going to remember to blow is not really a problem for me. You're going to remember, trust me.
Okay, so what happens if I miss my blows? I just need to know for future reference.
We tell you to,
I'm already.
hang on, ma'am. We tell you to not miss any blows, and if you continue to miss blows, then you get in trouble. Not on just missing one blow here and there. You miss 4 or 5 blows, then you're in trouble. Why would you have a problem with that when my other 800 people don't have a problem with that? That's kind of unusual.
I have a very, very busy schedule. I work. Throwing new things at me sometimes isn't always the best thing. I just know that if I forget my blows, because I have to blow, however many times a day, the 4 times a day or whatever the case may be, and I know that if I miss those blows, I'm just going to be in more trouble. And that terrifies the hell out of me because I am in enough trouble as it is.
It's pretty simple. Don't miss the blows. How hard can that be? You got a 2-hour window,
Right.
4 times a day.
It's simple to say. It's very simple to say.
Simple to
It
do.
is. It's very simple.
All right. I'm not, ma'am, that's a requirement. If you don't want to enter a plea today, it's okay. You stay on free trial for as long as you want to do that. But you should be on a Smart Start Mobile right now, are you not? Is she on a Smart Start now? Pardon me?
No.
You will be after today whether you're on probation or not. So that's the way that works. Everybody in this court that is charged with a driving while intoxicated offense uses a Smart Start Mobile device or a Scram device, which is more expensive, and we hopefully don't need to go there. But if I'd known you didn't start right now, you'd have one while you're on pretrial. And if you don't want to plead today, it's okay with me. But you're still going to go on a Smart Start Mobile within 10 days.
What's a Scram device or whatever? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Ankle bracelet that monitors any kind of alcohol through your skin.
Oh, like the ankle monitor kind of. I knew somebody that was on that. Okay. I didn't know that's what they called it.
All right. So do you want to agree to get a Smart Start Mobile? Because you're going to get one way or the other, or you're going to go to jail, whichever you'd rather do. And I'd rather not put you in jail, but I don't have a lot of options with this.
Ms. Purcell, we've discussed this. Ms. Purcell, you need to move forward, all right?
I'm sorry, ma'am, your microphone is turned off. It does that every once in a while to us.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected. I'm not in a very good area. I'm trying to pick up my daughter from school. So I mean, we're gonna move forward with whatever because I'm not gonna have a choice, so it really doesn't matter. So we might as well just do it. I mean, I've been at this for a year already.
Okay, well, I'm gonna order you to be on a Smart Start Mobile. If you decide you don't want one, then it's gonna violate your probation and then you will be in trouble. But otherwise, I think you're gonna find it's real easy to use. As long as you're not drinking, it won't be a problem for you. Okay? Let's talk about guns. What was Miss Purcell's request on the gun? She wants the gun back, or what is the deal with the gun?
She believes that if the state is going to forfeit the weapon, then she would like the $500 fine to be probated.
What kind of I assume it's a handgun. What make handgun is this? What kind of gun is it?
She can address you on that, Judge. Ms. Purcell, you're the
What kind of handgun is it? What make is it?
It's a Smith & Wesson SD40.
Okay, it's a $300 gun.
It was actually $498 and some change.
I'm sure it was.
I saw the receipt for it, so I bought it from a pawn shop brand new.
Here's how it works. Part of your punishment is to forfeit the weapon. And if it's a decent weapon and your gun is a decent gun, I normally don't destroy them. I normally award them to the attorney as additional attorney's fees, if that's okay with you and it's okay with the attorney, or I award it to the Bexar County DA's office criminal investigator section, so that it's used for some official purpose with them. But you can't have the gun back. That's part of the agreement, so that you don't have to go to jail in this circumstance.
Is there, so if they're gonna keep my gun, can I use the money that I paid for it to put towards the fine instead then, since they're keeping my property?
I'm not going to give you credit for the money you paid for your handgun that you allegedly were carrying illegally. We're going to either destroy the handgun, and you can call, if you'd rather us destroy the handgun, we can do that. Normally, if the attorney wants one, I give it to the attorney. If the attorney doesn't want it, then we give it to the Bexar County DA's office.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I find it awfully funny that, you know,
Excuse me, Ms. Purcell, Ms. Purcell, I think the court understands your position. We've explained it. We need to move on. I would rather you not make any further comment at this point. We need to move on.
Then y'all do what y'all need to do, I guess, since we're moving on.
Ma'am, I can't force you to go through with this, and neither can your attorney, and nobody wants to. Either you agree to what we're doing, or you don't. It's okay. We'll be back here again Tuesday. Pardon me? I'm sorry. Say again, ma'am, please.
I do feel like I am being forced into this stuff. I mean, I have every right to feel that way.
Okay, all right.
Here's the way it works. No hard feelings. This is an issue. This is everybody in the state of Texas. If you violate the law in the state of Texas, you're brought into the criminal justice system. You're arrested. Normally you spend a night in jail, hopefully not more than that. Normally you're forced to hire an attorney, and then the attorney will explain to you what the law says and whether or not the attorney thinks that technically you actually violated the law. And if you did, then normally you arrange a plea bargain, or your attorney helps arrange a plea bargain with the state so that you don't have to go to jail, and gets you the best deal possible. And that's what happens. And then you're on probation for a period of time. If you were to violate your probation, the possibility exists that the district attorney's office could file a motion to revoke your probation and put you in jail. If you don't violate your probation, you just go merrily along, and it'll be over at the appropriate time, and you'll be back to a normal person again. And I'm sorry it's that way, but it's that way.
No, I understand. I do. I do have a question though. If I was to accept jail time for my offenses.
I'm sorry, say that one more time, ma'am. I'm having a hard time. I'm sorry, say again.
I'm sorry, I told you I'm not in a very good grade. I
I
apologize.
understand.
Now she's frozen.
We froze Miss Purcell.
And there she is.
Oh, she's back.
I am in the worst area possible for this. I am so sorry.
It's working fine now.
Okay. If I was to do a jail time for my offenses, with that being said, would I still have to do this smart device and would I still have to do everything that's coming along with that if I just served a sentence?
If you just went to jail, the maximum sentence for unlawfully carrying a handgun would be 1 year in jail. The maximum sentence for driving while intoxicated first offense is 6 months in jail.
So I would get the max sentence on both of them.
You're there to pick up your child. Who's going to take care of your child if you're in jail? This doesn't make a lot of sense.
I'm married, thank goodness. But I'm trying to weigh my options here because it seems like for a first time offense of sitting in a parking lot with my keys in the ignition, this seems awfully extreme.
Okay.
Honestly. And, you know, I would like to know all of my options here, but I would get a max sentence of 1 year and then 6 months, right?
Okay, Ms. Purcell, hang on. This is all these things. Your conversation with me right now is a conversation you either have already had or you need to have with your attorney. Let's reset for a week, Tony, and y'all chat and decide what you want to do. We'll just do it next Thursday. That gives Ms. Purcell plenty of time to get all her options on the table and make a determination what she would like to do.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Is that okay with you, Ms. Purcell?
That works. Thank you.
All right. See you next week. Okay. Ms. Weimer and cause 614-959.
Judge, before you go any further, since this concludes my business with the court, may I be excused as well?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Hicks, no problem.
See you next.
Okay, back on 614-959 to the charge of failure to stop and give information over $200. How do you plead?
I plead guilty, sir.
Okay, is there an agreement in the Veterans Treatment Court for Ms. Weimer?
There is, Your Honor.
And I don't know that I have it. State, what's the agreement?
Judge, the agreement is for both cases, track 2, guilty to DWI. Also, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement, 12 months, deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine, 48 hours of community service. This is fully probated. DWI education, BIP, Smart Start mobile device for half the term. Complete the VTC treatment, and also, Judge, pay restitution, if any, to Ayman Ja or Jod. I'm going to spell it for you. JAH-LEEL Blyther, BLYTHER.
And Mr. Polrice, is that your understanding of the agreement? And I guess it's the same agreement for both cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct, and that is my understanding of the agreement.
All right, let me do some writing here and I'll be right back with you. Because this is a straight probation case and not a VTC track 1 pretrial diversion case, I don't think we can technically keep with the $1,000 all-inclusive VTC fee. I think we're going to need to have an actual fine and court cost. Pat, you got any input on this?
No, Your Honor. I mean, we can still have it. You can still do the 1,000 because he is in the program. Or have a fine and a court cost and then put that like held in abeyance type of a thing, and then just do the 1,000 just to cover us in case we kick him out?
I don't think we're gonna kick anybody out.
Well, I'm just saying, only because we've had this issue with someone before.
The clerks will go crazy. On a pretrial diversion, I understand, it works fine. Josh, you got any input on what we've done in the past on track twos? Don't we always just do a fine and a court cost thing and we don't get away from our $1,000?
No, sir, we've always done the $1,000 fee.
That's
I
right.
think there's a $2 administrative fee they have to pay in addition to that $1,000 when they're.
Yes, we've done it in the past, the 1,000.
It'll go through. That's great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay, Ms. Weimer, let's see if this gets it. In cause number 614959, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of failure to stop and give information. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation. Assess a $1,000 all-inclusive veteran treatment court fee. 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, outpatient drug with either the Veterans Administration or a designated VTC provider, restitution, if any, to Iman Ja Leal Blyther. This case will run concurrent with 614960. State, what did I miss?
You got it, Judge.
Defense, what did I miss?
I believe that's right, Your Honor. We're good.
All right, I'm going to also put in order the next time that Ms. Wayman wants to run into somebody, they have to have like Bob Smith, Joe Jones, some normal name that we don't have to go through all this. All right.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. In cause number 614960, Ms. Weimer, to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. How do you plead, ma'am? Or are we waiving the enhancement on this one? Are we not, State? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
State,
we
make
are.
your motion.
Judge?
State, go ahead and make your motion.
Yes, the state moves to waive and abandon the enhancement paragraph and proceed with Class B DWI, Your Honor.
No objection. That will be granted. Ms. Weimer, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty, sir.
And is there an agreement for Ms. Weimer on this one? And I'm guessing it's the same, basically, is it not?
It is
That's
the
correct,
exact
Your Honor.
same, Judge. Do you want me to say it, Your Honor, or?
I'm just going to track what we just did a minute ago. It's going to be 1 year deferred, correct?
Correct.
I got you. And even though we're saying in each case $1,000 to run CC, we only have to pay the $1,000 one.
And Judge, can you give her proactive credit for DWI education
Sure.
and victim impact panel? Chris scanned the certificates and we've got them and I've sent them already to probation.
And so that's the victim impact panel and DWI ed both, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet.
Ron, when you're finished, will you call me, please? I need some information.
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see if we got it on this one. Ms. Weimer, in cause number 614960, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation, assess a $1,000 all-inclusive veteran treatment court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, both of which you'll get proactive credit for because you've already done them. Smart Start Mobile, home interlock at 4 blows a day for 6 months, outpatient drug with either the Veterans Administration or a VTC designated provider, requiring successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court and restitution, if any, to Iman Ja Leal Blyther. And this case will run concurrent with 614959. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Weimer and 614960?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
Ms. Weimer, what'd you do in the military?
Sir, I was an intelligence analyst.
I'm sorry, you did what in the military?
I was an intelligence analyst. So I briefed, threats, enemies, dealt with a lot of classified information, that type of deal. Served almost 26 years.
Did you get deployed to the sandbox at some point?
Yes, sir, I did several times.
And were you in Iraq and Afghanistan?
I didn't have to go into the combat area. I supported the RPAs that flew over them.
Do you have intel on Afghanistan? Was it any shock to you that the Taliban took over in about 24 hours?
No, sir, that did not surprise me at all.
Me either, or Josh either. All right, that's all I got. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Weimer?
Ms. Weimer, this is Josh. Mr. Morrow will be giving you a call to explain your orientation. It'll be next week. Good luck, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
For your service, Ms. Weimer. Tony, thanks. Anything you need, holler at us.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You bet.
Have a good day.
Okay, Ashley, what can we do for you?
I was just going to confer with Mr. Flores when he has a moment.
Sure. Guillermo, would you go wrestle with Ashley, please?
Yes, sir.
Do you want go into a breakout room? I can put you all in there if you want.
That's fine, Judge.
I'm putting $5 on Ashley.
I do too. All right, room 1 and Mr. Flores. That way y'all can hash it out.
Thank you.
All righty.